Rachel.
I'm Tina.
And I'm Priscilla.
And we are the Sensei Sisters. We just wanted to talk to you guys today about speaking up when you have a problem or you're receiving bad customer service. Priscilla, has that ever happened to you?
Frequently. Except I used to not be one to speak up. I used to be a very, what Mom would call...
I've been training her.
Milquetoast doormat type of person who just, you know, puts up with stuff and feels sorry for herself and sucks it up and just does something different or whatever. And you can't just keep doing that.
Nope.
Because everybody will take advantage of you.
Yep.
And it's especially true in medical billing. Medical billing and insurance, they will just let you be confused to the point, and also income tax. Now see, the IRS is going to come after me.
Oh Lord, don't say that.
But it's true. If somebody asks you to pay a bill and you're not sure and you get confused and you just pay it, that's what they're hoping for, is that you won't question.
It's the truth.
If
If
you don't question it and pay them, they're very happy.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, we used to own a restaurant, and so if you don't complain about things that are wrong, they will never get better. And so for us, we would much rather a customer, when we had our restaurant, we would much rather a customer come to us and say, I have this complaint, than to just stop coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it would upset me because I would hear from one customer that, oh, a friend of mine doesn't come here anymore because they don't like that waitress. And I would be so upset by that. And so why didn't somebody tell us that she was doing that? You know, we would find out from somebody else that the waitress wasn't doing her job. And eventually that waitress went away. But yeah, you have to speak up. You can't be afraid to speak up for yourself. I went through a thing where I was dealing with a company recently and I was treated really badly. And so I submitted a review, but the review went to the department that treated me badly. And so nothing really got done about it. I never got any word back, and so I continued to pursue it. Even though my problem had been resolved, I continued to pursue it because I said, I'm going to let somebody know that there's a problem so that somebody else in the future doesn't have to deal with this. So this afternoon I have a Zoom meeting with the person in charge of the overall customer service experience. And I'm looking forward to just saying to that person, we were emailing back and forth, and he said, do you want to have a face-to-face meeting on Zoom? And I said, yes. And my rationale for that is because sometimes in email, when you're upset about something, you just come across as a crazy person. And I want him to look at me face-to-face so I can say, let me explain to you what happened, and I just want you to know that I'm not a crazy person. I'm really pretty reasonable and patient until you push me over the edge, right? And so you need to know that this is not just a crazy person reacting or overreacting. This is a sane person recognizing bad customer service, and I want to help you guys. I want to help you do better for the next customer.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what you do. Another thing with the emails, my experience in emailing or messaging places about customer service with questions or whatnot, I feel like they look at the email and go, this person wants me to solve a problem, but they don't read what you say. And I actually had this whole experience with, I don't know, like 10 different emails between me and a certain big box superstore. Who I tried to get my groceries, not the delivery, but where you go and pick all of your stuff up at once, and curbside. And I had gone and picked up my stuff, and there were two very large, expensive items missing. And and if it was like, a bottle of juice or something, I probably would have just blew it off and said, I'll just go get juice, because I don't usually complain about stuff. But these were big enough items that I needed them immediately, that I wanted to either get them or be reimbursed, because One was a pack of those filters for the AC, and they were the allergy ones. So that was like $25. It's kind of a big deal. You can't blow off. And the other thing was, I forget what the other thing. Oh, toilet paper. So, and it was a large pack. So and then my daughter ended up driving somewhere else to go look for these items because we needed them pretty quick, and it just. It was a situation where I wanted it remedied, and all I wanted was either to get the items or to be credited for those 2 items. I didn't want to cause a big ruckus. I didn't think it was that complicated. And I kept calling the pickup site, and I called them like 3 times, and twice they said, let me look into it and we'll call you back. And they didn't call me back. And on the 3rd time, they actually hung up on me. So that's when I went on and I said, well, I'm just going to request a reimbursement on the website. And I couldn't figure out how to do it because they had not actually processed my order, and I had already picked up everything else, and I was like, I can't. So in order to request a reimbursement for things that didn't get given to you, it has to have gone through, and it didn't go through. And I waited like a week, and it was still sitting there in the cart as if I hadn't picked it up. So I went and I emailed customer service, and I said, look, I picked up all my items. There was 2 things missing. I called repeatedly. I keep waiting for the order to get processed, not processed. And the person wrote me back, I'm so sorry that happened to you. We will look into it. And then I got another email, and I waited, and I got another email that was, it was just very evident that nothing I said was being read. And I saved them. I still have the emails because it's just, it just boggles my mind how many emails. And I had to keep repeating myself and saying, no, I picked up the things. And because they were like, oh, don't worry about it. We won't charge you because if you didn't get it. I'm like, no, I got all of my groceries. It's like $200 of groceries plus these 2 items that were missing that was on the order. And I put my credit card information in, but it didn't, they didn't close the order. I think I got charged, but it didn't close the order. And they kept saying, well, if you're not satisfied with your order, and I'm like,
oh my gosh, yeah, it's so frustrating.
And the last email I got from them was that they had canceled my order, and they understood that I had received some items, and please don't throw them away. If you don't want them, donate them or give them to family or friends.
It sounds sort of like what I went through, because this company that I'm dealing with, I filed that complaint, never got any response whatsoever. So I felt like not validated in any way, right? I wanted to be validated. That's what I wanted. And so then I was having another issue, and the issue was my product was taking too long to be delivered. And so I said, well, I got that one issue straightened out with that one order, but this one is not being processed quickly enough. And it's, there was supposed to be a quick turnaround, and it was getting delayed. And so I emailed the support group and said, I'm still waiting for this, and this is just so frustrating. The customer service I've received on this one order has just been so horrible. And they write back, well, what questions do you have? And I'm like, did you just read what I wrote you? I don't have any questions. I don't know, where's the product that I ordered and paid for?
And even the next one that contacted you when you said that said, what questions do you have?
And I said, I have complaints, and I want somebody to acknowledge that my customer service is not handled well. And then I get an email, I'm in charge of customer service, so I want to know, what questions do you have? Did you read the freaking email? I don't have questions. I want my product.
It's all robots. They're all robots.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so frustrating. So anyway, our point is, just speak up for yourself. Don't hesitate. If you get a bill and it does not make sense, pick up that phone and call. And Priscilla is getting into the habit of that. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, I just you get to a point and you just get fed up where you get tired of being the doormat.
Yep.
And just assuming that.
And then you want to explode,
that
right?
somebody else is right. Especially after this other experience. Well, I'm not going to name who it was, but you know, I just wanted to pay for my groceries. I got all my other groceries. I just didn't want to pay for the stuff I didn't get. I just wanted to be an honest customer.
Yeah.
But they ended up not charging me for all of my groceries, which that was nice, but that's not what I didn't.
It wasn't what you were trying to do.
Right. It was. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, and that was more important to me than getting free stuff. I never wanted free stuff. I wanted to accomplish making everything square, and
it's not good business on their part either.
No.
I mean, it's like you just gave back money that you didn't need to give back if you would have just listened to what she said.
Yeah, that's bad for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
maybe
it's poor business.
They're a big company and they got a ton of money, but still.
Yeah, I think sometimes these companies that are larger like that, it's easier for them to just give
Blow
you
it
back
off.
your money. I had a few things that I had ordered from Amazon, and
Yeah, I've had that happen too.
you know, the thing said it was handed to a person at the door, but we were there the whole time and did not receive our packages. So I assumed that if they handed it to a person, that meant it went to the wrong house, right?
Mhm.
And I called Amazon, and they were awesome. I mean, they refunded my money immediately. And then, or actually they didn't refund my money. They said, we're just going to go ahead and issue the products again. And they were delivered a couple of days later on to Prime. But I said that they didn't even investigate to see, did it get delivered to the wrong house? And maybe they know that would take them more time and cost them more money than just
sometimes they'll
reissuing
actually
the
tell you
products.
that. And I had ordered something from Target, and it came and the box was smashed, and the product inside was still functional, but it was damaged, cosmetically. It was pretty dinged up. But it still would work, but it was supposed to be a gift for somebody. And I messaged them and I was like, here are some pictures. The box actually looked like somebody kicked it across a football field. A big hole in the side of the box. And I said, this is the product. Took it out to take the picture of the big dent in the side. And I said, you know, if I could just get refunded or get a replacement, I even offered to bring the other one back to the Target store, but they were like, we can't resell it anyway, just throw it away or give it to somebody or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got a new rice cooker. I still felt guilty.
So we kind of shifted this because originally when we talked about this, we were talking about speaking up for yourself if somebody was treating you badly, and we kind of shifted it to be retail. But that's the other side of it. If there's somebody in your life that is giving you stress, don't be hesitant to speak up for yourself. And it is hard though, especially if you're like us and you don't like conflict. And I know, you know, everybody always says that when you have a disagreement with somebody, that email's a cowardly way to handle it. Maybe so, but if you're like us and you don't like conflict, email that sucker, because it's better than just eating it every time. And or text them, you know.
And if it's a situation where it's business related, especially, or if it's some kind of situation where you need some kind of a paper trail to back
That's
yourself
a good point.
up,
Yeah, that is a good point.
they call it CYA. I'm not going to say what it stands for.
Because you're so polite.
Cover your
booty.
Yeah.
We don't want to see it. No.
We'll change it. CYB.
All right, so that's the moral of the story. Don't be afraid to defend yourself, to speak up for yourself, whether it's with a business or a friend. Make sure you assert yourself and are treated properly, because people will take advantage of you. So what we mean by that is make yourself a priority.
Take care of you.
Bye.
Bye.